So congratulations! You may have received an inheritance, which is good news, but is it? Because you might also be getting needs-based public benefits, and that inheritance can bounce you off your benefits. What should you do? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk through several options for how to protect your inheritance and still receive public benefits. Okay, so you may be in a position where somebody that you love left you money out of the goodness of their heart, which is wonderful, but maybe they didn't know that you have special needs, or maybe they drafted the trust before your symptoms appeared, or maybe they just didn't even think about it. So this can become a problem because if you receive needs-based public benefits, an inheritance can interfere with those benefits. So I did a handy dandy little chart that you can see here where I talk about the different types of public benefits that people can receive. And by the way, I've done a video on this, so please feel free to watch my video on public benefits. But just a summary, there's an income stream that you can receive from the government, and there's health insurance. Okay, if you have under $2,000 of countable assets, then you can receive something called supplemental security income, which is an income stream of about $1,000 a month in California or less. And then if you get even $1 of SSI, then you automatically qualify for Medi-Cal, which is California's version of the federal Medicaid system. Now the rules for Medi-Cal are changing very, very soon. And so I will be talking about how this affects your decision on the planning that you'll need. Okay, now keep in mind, you may receive different benefits. You might say, well, I'm not getting those. I'm getting SSDI and Medicare. All right, so if you or somebody else has paid into the system and you're entitled to benefits, that could be Social Security disability insurance. And after 2 years of receiving that income stream, you qualify for Medicare, which is another health insurance program run by the government, which I think is terrific. Now, if you're receiving entitlement-based public benefits, our conversation is going to be a little bit different, and I'll let you know where that comes up. Okay, so our big concern is with SSI and Medi-Cal, because with those benefits, if you receive an inheritance, all of a sudden, you're over that $2,000 limit. And that can bump you off benefits at the end of that month, right? So now, let's say you receive $50,000, which is a wonderful present. You'd like to save it up, but again, it's kind of like Cinderella. Once you hit the beginning of the new month, all of a sudden you lose your benefits, all right? So we don't want that. So you have the option of spending down the money. Let's say you receive $50,000 the second of the month, then you can spend it. You know, you can prepay for things, you can buy things, but that's a lot of money to spend, particularly if you're not accustomed to that, right? Or maybe you don't have a huge dental work that can easily go through $50,000, right? So what are some other options, right? You might receive, let's say, $100,000. It's very hard to spend that down. I think maybe you might have an easier time. So another option for that small amount of money is spending down some and then transferring $16,000 to an ABLE account. So I've done a great video, I think, about ABLE accounts, and you can see it right over here. So ABLE accounts are terrific for protecting money and still qualifying for public benefits. Now, here's the issue though. It can only receive up to the annual exclusion amount, which is in 2022, that's $16,000. So that's where we run into a problem. If you receive $50,000, you can only protect 15 or now 16,000 of it in the ABLE account. So you'd have to do something else with the remaining 34,000. So you might say, well, I know, I'll just give the money away. Then I won't have it anymore and I'll qualify. However, public benefits, they don't like it when you try to transfer or give away money to qualify for public benefits. And that could incur a really long ineligibility period, particularly with SSI benefits. So I don't recommend typically giving away your assets. All right, so really what I typically suggest in this situation is creating a first-party special needs trust. So a first-party special needs trust is one of the several types of special needs trusts, and it's intended for something like this, where you've received an inheritance outright, but if you keep the money, you're going to lose your public benefits. So that's when you or your parent or grandparent or the court can create a special needs trust to hold your money. It's called a first-party special needs trust because you are the first party. You're the one putting the money into the trust. Nobody else can put their money into the special needs trust. Only you can. And you've basically made a deal with the government. You said, during my lifetime, I can keep my public benefits, but then upon my death, Medi-Cal, they want their money back. And so if Medi-Cal has paid out any money on your behalf during your lifetime for medical expenses, they'll bring a lien against the remaining money in the first party special needs trust. And so they have to pay off the lien before any remaining money, after the lien's gone. Any remaining money can go the way that you say in the special needs trust. Now keep in mind, that doesn't happen in, say, a third-party special needs trust, where other people's money goes into this different type of special needs trust. There's no Medi-Cal payback provision in that. It's only for a first-party special needs trust. So you can see, especially in the inheritance context, it's much better to set up a third-party special needs trust and fund it than to leave money directly to a disabled individual, and then they have to turn around and put it into their first-party special needs trust with the Medi-Cal payback provision. Another limitation of a first-party special needs trust is that the beneficiary, the disabled person, can only fund it up until age 65. After 65, can't use a first-party special needs trust anymore. I don't know the reason for that. That's just the way the law is written. So after age 65, you have an option of actually setting up what we call a pooled special needs trust. So this is a first-party special needs trust that a nonprofit organization is running. And the name comes from the idea that they pool together a lot of smaller special needs trusts. And then you have somebody who's watching, investing the money, in charge of distribution, that sort of thing. So that's what's available if you receive an inheritance outright and you're over age 65. So Medi-Cal rules in California are about to change, and that might affect whether you think you need a first-party special needs trust or not. Let's say you're not getting SSI, but you are getting Medi-Cal. So the current law is that a person can have only $2,000 of countable assets, right, to receive Medi-Cal. Well, a law is coming soon that's going to increase that amount from $2,000 to $130,000 in July of 2022, and then eliminate that cap altogether. So when you're looking at the chart that I made, that handy dandy chart, and it says that Medi-Cal has a $2,000 cap for resources, well, that's actually changing, which is very exciting. So I've had a few clients come in and they've said, well, Ellen, I don't know if I need a first-party special needs trust because I'm only receiving the Medi-Cal, not SSI. And if Medi-Cal rules are going to be changing soon, then why do I need a first-party special needs trust? Well, you may not, but you may. So I want to give you some pros and cons. One thing is, what if you end up moving to another state? It's only in California where we're eliminating the resource limit. In every other state, to qualify for Medicaid, you would need a first-party special needs trust. So a lot of people are moving to California and a lot away from California. So if you want to have that flexibility of where you live, that's important. The other important thing is that there's a lot of financial predators out there who want to prey on those who may not have full capacity, those who have a special needs trust. If you set up a first-party special needs trust, that means you can never manage it. But what that also means is that nobody's going to be trying to influence you to give them money out of your special needs trust. You just have no control over that. So it's quite protective, especially if there's been family interpersonal conflicts going on, or if there has been financial abuse in the past. A first-party special needs trust can be very useful. So now the other option, if you're getting Medi-Cal but not SSI, the other option is you can set up a revocable trust, which is what many people do. Most of my clients have revocable trusts to avoid probate. However, you name somebody else as initial trustee. So somebody else is still making decisions on your behalf. However, then you can revoke the trust. So you can remove the trustee if somebody else is influencing you, so it's not as protective. And also, a revocable trust does not protect for needs-based public benefits. So this new law is not eroding the need for a first-party special needs trust. It's just making it a little bit more nuanced to make you think through with a qualified special needs attorney what type of trust you need. So now you know more about how to receive an inheritance in California while still maintaining your public benefits. I invite you to go to this video over here where we talk about how to set up a special needs trust in California. In that video, I'll talk more about the difference between a first party and a third party special needs trust and give you a lot of information that you need when you're creating a special needs trust. So I'll see you over there.